Instagram video.
Nice. That's really generous.
Okay,
You should
let's
make
do
it
real
longer.
introductions though.
Real introductions? Oh, you want this for
Real.
YouTube, I see. Like and subscribe. There you go. I did it.
I never. No,
You never
I never.
asked for that?
Anything we cast together, I never put on YouTube because the comments always get angry.
They get angry? I thought they lived there
Yeah.
once upon a time.
Oh, they like us casting, but whenever I'm casting with you, I also have my face on the screen. They say it's distracting.
Oh yeah.
And today I'm wearing a pretty low-cut shirt, so it would be extra distracting.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't like the face cam while casting.
It's very difficult to watch the game,
Yeah,
but I'm personality-driven content, so I have to.
Driven.
All right,
Just turn it off for the game. I don't think
let's go.
anyone will care.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
Oh, I'm
get
ready. I'm ready.
I mean, you do it.
Oh no, I was gonna do some epic observing while you did it.
Okay, I'll go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game. Okay, they already kind of revealed it themselves now. Okay, go again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a best of 3. Between in the bottom left, spawning as our blue Protoss player, playing for Team Storm Gaming, the man, the myth, the legend, the royalty of Denmark. He's been around for a long time, known for one-gate builds initially, but now just a stellar Protoss player that can do anything as long as he sets his mind to it. He is blue. He is Protoss. His flag colors are red and white. And his speed is phenomenal. Some people know him as the Prince. Others just know him as a Protoss player that is currently ranked #1 in the world on Aligalak. All we know is that he is called MaxPax.
Epic.
In the top right, we have Cure.
That was gonna be my line. But you emailed it.
All right. So I was watching some Cure MaxPax the other day as well.
Yep.
And I saw a lot of this stuff. The Reaper Marine. And it really felt like MaxPax was kind of getting blind countered by Cure. Because MaxPax is known for playing core first into adept. And Cure had some wild build orders against it. So we're going to have to wait and see. Yeah, he's doing the same build he did previously. There's going to be a triple CC and then pretty much just rushing out a fast tank. However, MaxPax is not playing a 3-gate blink. This time, he's going to be playing a sentry opener, which is significantly better for him. 3cc plus tank is kind of a hard counter, honestly, against the 3-gate blink. And having a fast sentry and hallucination is pretty much a counter to the fast triple CC. So MaxPax definitely getting the good end of the trade here.
I'm still thinking about the intro, to be honest. I just
Fair play.
Genuinely impressed. I was thinking about all the other things you could have said. Thinking if you missed anything, but it was pretty good. So yeah, MaxPax gets the good end of the trade early. There's a TLDR.
Yeah. The good end of the trade is going to go for a quick third base, even before third gate, which is great for him. He can delay his robo. As long as this Hellion doesn't get 12 worker kills, MaxPax is going to be real happy about all of this. I think it might get 1 here, maybe 2 if Cure gets very lucky. But yeah, it's just going to be a single kill here, a little bit of mining time lost. You know that it's going to be with very late stim. It's going to be kind of late combat. There is no air threat. So there's a lot of paths that you can kind of go down right now. I'm even surprised to see this double Stalker warp into the main base. MaxPax didn't see the third CC actually, that's why he's doing it. He's a bit confused. But if he sees the third CC, he's going to be very, very happy. Crazy that he went for 2-gate blink, by the way, without seeing the third CC. That is a wild move. I still appreciate it, but it is a wild move. And at this point, you can pretty much just count, right? 20 more seconds on the barracks, then 100 seconds on stim. You add 5 seconds or so just for banter. That means you have at least 2 minutes until stim finishes up. At least 2 minutes. There's also no starport quite yet. You're not seeing a reactor. So the first move out is probably going to be at around 7 minutes earliest or so, or 6:50 is when it's going to be hitting. So MaxPax just has a crap ton of time right now. He can go Templar Archives. He could go Double Forge. He could rush into a fort base, into a robo bay. Whatever it is that he wants, he can execute it right now.
Has the freedom of the world, so he's going to be able to utilize that. Meanwhile, Cure is just going to be getting himself stim +1. And we wait for him. Starport and Medivacs come on out really before he can do anything here, so he's set back. MaxPax is adding a ton of gateways, by the way, so he's going to go all the way up to the 7 gates and just really be ready to power out some gateway units. Doesn't start charge yet, but you have to imagine is going to be kind of next on the list, right?
Yeah, I'm honestly kind of surprised by this call. So usually against higher eco builds, as a Protoss player, we see either a very fast forward base or slightly quicker gas as well. Feels like MaxPax here is going a more aggressive route. I think he might have forgotten about charge.
Yeah. I mean, charge is just you get that upgrade by now. You're not going to play only Stalkers forever, and especially when you're kind of setting up in this kind of way. It does feel as though charge should probably be building right now. We scan up, and we do push this back, observer down. These few Stalkers get turned out of here. There's the Templar Archives. And, yeah, just charge is very absent as he starts to even warp in Zealot, and now he realizes it. Charge starts. Get that underway. Yeah. We ready ourselves for the next step.
He honestly should just instantly get a forward base at this point. Like, the moment you realize you can't go for your attack anymore, I wouldn't even mind a double expand here. Like 4 and 5 at the same time. You got your Prism ready, you're gonna get your Storm, you probably will be fine as long as you keep somewhat in contact with this main army with your Stalkers. Life should be okay. Kure actually is planning on moving out here, by the way, which is interesting. This is not something you'd usually do, because you are expecting some type of Storm or Colossi here. It is not quite done yet, so if Kure gets to move across the map freely, this could actually spell trouble here for Max.
Yep. Oh, it's definitely be a little bit of a factor. We do have the Zealot in the main base, just the one. In it goes. Obviously no charges here. Kure on the bottom right side is going to end up taking a fight as the force fields came down, but the Zealots don't have charge. They try to retreat away, but now it's just Stalkers. Obviously Storm is just not ready yet, so Kure with an opportunity to take a decent trade, but I think he's going to respect this army and just back it off, so he's not going to go in any further. He's just going to fall back for the moment, regroup, and maybe he goes again, but next time he fights, charge done, Storm will be done. It's going to be a much different MaxPax army to what he just faced now.
Yeah, but also a much bigger Kure army. His infrastructure was really freaking fast. He's been pumping triple Marauders and 4 Marines at a time. And as a result, his Marauder count is already at 14, 7 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. That is an insane amount of Marauder. So even if there's going to be Storm, I think his Marauder count is going to make this really tricky for MaxPax to defend. If these mines and the tank get the siege up properly, the Marines don't get hit by a major Storm, I'm having trouble to see how MaxPax is going to hold this.
The Storm actually hits quite nicely, though. Hits a lot of those units. And now the High Templar pushing forward aggressively, but they do give themselves up to make that happen now. We're going to have a free reign Kure who steps on in. Could get the pylon here, stop the warp in, cancels the Zealots. The Vikings into the main, going to deal with the Prism as well. So only 2 Zealots on the other side of the map. In the very least, this left side base is going to go down. The Zealots will not do much at all. We do actually see the Zealots warping in on the defense from MaxPax. It's going to save the base. Hop into the main base, Kure, but obviously he could just reinforce this as well, and his army supply is still looking fantastic, and there's no tech on the map for MaxPax. All the High Templar died. The best he's got is 1 single Immortal.
Yeah, single Immortal here. Blinks in forward. It's actually going to clear both of these Medivacs, which is a big deal. Keeps the fort base alive as well, which is also important. And MaxPax, despite looking pretty weak, is still in the game. Okay, we have a lot of units coming across the map right now.
I think it's going to be definitely getting rid of those 2 Medivacs and that bit of extra supply. It makes this more holdable. 4 High Templar now out, so they're going to be generating that Storm energy soon. So he might just about have had enough time to set up his defense. So he's not in as much trouble. And he's taking that 5th base behind it all as well. So despite the way it's been going, he's still looking at keeping the expansions online, keeping those coming up, knowing the importance of having that in play for himself soon.
Yeah, MaxPax now rotating towards the bottom side. There's a huge army there. No Stormers available. If the mines can set up, this base could be in a little bit of trouble. At least the workers could be in some trouble. A small portion of this army is going to get sent down to maybe deal with those workers. As Kure taking an okay start of the fight. At the same time, Zealots start entering the natural of Kure as well. And this army is going to get pushed back. Kure is still up 10 supply. But if he loses the fort base, that would be a very painful hit to him.
Could be a bit painful as a couple more Zealots go down. This base does fall, so that is going to be good damage done on the counter here by MaxPax. And Kure, who looks to be in a good position in this game, is definitely having it slip away from him a little bit right now. A few more Zealots get to that ramp, and they are going to go through. The Marines, you're going to fight through the rest there. But I mean, MaxPax is at the front as well, and it just feels like we don't have enough for Kure anywhere. He's just a little bit kind of drawn across multiple locations. Starting to secure himself now And he is up 20 army supply again, on his way to 2-2 as well, and also on his way to the Ghost, which are going to be a major aid in this army composition.
Yeah, I think Ghosts are going to be a serious game changer here, but as you mentioned, 2-2 Ghost timing, we still have some possibilities here for Cure. MaxPax is actually committing heavily into this with an army that doesn't seem to be big enough. We get a couple of storms to back it up. Those were good. Cure still up in supply. Immortals pushing out a lot of damage as well against these Marauders in particular. And it seems like this might have just been good enough. Templar loses both of his storms, but Marauders lose all of their health. And as a result, MaxPax now up 30 supply here. 2-2 upgrades finish up for Cure, but the main fight has already ended.
Yep, the main fight has come and gone, and so these upgrades are not going to be the saving grace he wants them to be. You're not going to see the army of MaxPax regathering down on the bottom side currently. There's +3/+1 coming through, extended thermal lance coming up, plus Knight Templar building as we speak. And that one's out around the top side. Going to settle in position as the command center floats through as well.
Yeah, I think the reality of the matter right now is that MaxPax is in complete control of this game, right? The only thing he is lacking is a Prism. If there was a Prism on the right side, then Cure would be in serious trouble, but even now he's already in, honestly, pretty serious trouble. He's trying to get up to 8 barracks to get some more production. He needs to deal with the Colossus by building more Vikings. He has plenty of medevacs finally, and he has a ghost count of 5, which is fine, but even just securing this fort base is going to be difficult for him as MaxPax is pushing him forward. Has a couple of feedbacks available for those ghosts. Feedback 1 hits. Can we get a zoning storm? No, we don't. Same time, Zealot Rumba into the third base is going to get cleaned up. Cure is going to hold this attack, at least for now, with minimal damage.
Yeah, he is going to be able to keep MaxPax at bay for the moment, which is pretty much the best he can do. As you see one little storm coming down, he's getting more Vikings up. Of course, during this, MaxPax just sits comfortably on the 5 bases at the moment. As you have Marine Mortar, Viking just needs to just keep coming through. MaxPax, can he push in before Cure gets maxed out? Can he find the opening? That's what he's looking for here. Trying to open some rocks, but so far still getting fended away. Cure's defensive position will not give a gap or an opening to MaxPax. They're going to slide on in there and to get something done.
Yeah, 50C on the way as well here for Cure. So Cure definitely is trying to set up for somewhat of a late game. I'm not sure if I would prefer him going for like a maxed out timing attack. His army is actually pretty powerful right now. He's going to have somewhere between 5 and 6 EMPs. He has 10 Vikings against 4 Colossi, so that looks good. Templar count is only at 3 as well, so if you hit your EMPs well, then I actually think MaxPax might be in a little bit of trouble.
You're not going to see really good storms, though. The Vikings will get through those Colossus. It's going to be enough. We actually are going to run out of damage output on the bio, so the last few units are going to shred. Lost 20 SCVs, though, and Zealots in the main base is going to be a problem as well, obviously. He was already kind of moving towards dealing with these Zealots. If you can deal with them quickly enough, maybe this ain't so bad. Stop chasing the Prism with the Vikings, though. Going to land those to go after the Zealots and try and prioritize those that are already out. The Prism then getting away and will come back another day. As the supplies, though, even out completely, but MaxPax, he's got so many workers. Cure kind of wants to just go, but I'm not sure if he'll even be able to get across the map before MaxPax's army supply is rebounded.
Yeah, 78 army supply right now against 49. A lot of that army supply, though, is going to be in medevacs and Vikings. We have about 20 army supply in there. These 3 Zealots dying would be extremely bad for MaxPax. He really needs to have every unit available in this defense. There's going to be 3 storms here. Let's see if an EMP can deal with this. So far, the answer is no, because no EMPs were available, maybe. It's a major issue when you're trying to EMP something.
It really is. The couple of ghosts still coming through. Vikings on the way. The +3 attack upgrade on that engineering bay building, as well as the Stalkers and Colossus continue through on the side of MaxPax. I mean, there's just no way for you to really get anywhere fast enough. He's going to try and get this bottom right base. He'll actually get quite a few probes here, but we're talking about a 90 worker MaxPax. He can afford to lose a few probes and rebuild them. And Cure needs to hope that he doesn't lose too much with this attack, because this bottom right army goes down. He just can't afford to replace everything kind of offhandedly as MaxPax can, basically.
Cure forgets to run away here for a second. He's going to regret that. He's going to lose 4 extra Marauders, 7 extra Marines, and 2 medevacs. Will clear the Prism that went into his main base, but that was a very, very painful loss. As you said, he can't really afford to make moves like this at this point. 3 more Ghosts are on the way. His +3 attack has finished up. MaxPax once again setting up for another big attack.
It is not looking hot for Cure, as this time MaxPax runs into that right side. A few Zealots going to find the planter on the left. The Ghosts will move commanding forward for a second there. His orbital is already low, so that might just be all we really need to get to call this a success. We take it out, and yeah, I just don't think MaxPax needs to stick around here. Start backing it up. He's already denying the bases, and eventually Q is going to run out of ways to rebuild his army. And that's really going to be the moment at which Q is going to kind of going to have to figure out how he's going to struggle through the rest of this game.
Yeah. There might be one more chance, though. One more chance at a decent fight. There are 10 Ghost out. This army is very susceptible to EMP. We have 5 Archons and 6 Templars. So a couple of good EMPs on top of this army. Sufficient Vikings in the sky. If both players are maxed out, actually might be an opportunity. It is looking rough, though, because of that early stim. Not that much energy on the Medivacs anymore either. And the Archons for now staying alive. Zealot Runby hits the natural at the same time as MaxPax with his multitasking is showing Cure what's up.
Those Archons get on top of the planetary fortress results. The main base going after Ghost as well. Vikings trying to do what they can. There's not that many Vikings for the Colossus that are here, and the Storm's coming down onto what is already a battered and bruised Terran army. So while the army supply is there for Kira, he just doesn't really have the way to truly fight this. It's another Storm trying to split into this force. And again, every time he steps in right now, MaxPax just pulls back and just waits for his splash damage to keep adding up, because eventually Kira will just bleed out. These units will actually start to die, and Kira will not have a way to defend anymore. And that's what happens here. GG, MaxPax bringing it back in this first game, giving us a great opener to this best of 3. Cool. So, keeping that in mind as we head into game number 2 here. In the top right-hand corner of the map, the Blue Pros player officially has the longest intro in the world record, under his name after the last game. It is MaxPax.
And in the bottom left, we have Cure, who sends his first SCV across the map. I want to see if there's going to be a second SCV following. I don't think so. So it's going to be a Proxy Reaper here. Very close by his opponent's main base. It could be closer still. It could be right underneath the ramp. That would be scary in case there's a Reaper, you know, a Reaper wall. We know that there's no Reaper wall. Cure doesn't know that. MaxPax going to go for a fast scout. But all you really get with this fast scout is the confirmation that there's no barracks at home. That is all you're really getting here. There's not a different type of response that you want to do. You still want to, you know, get your core before your Nexus most likely and kind of take it from there. So it just sucks. That's what it is. It just sucks. The earlier you scout, the worse it tends to be for the toss.
Gonna see the lack of a barracks. This is always awkward right now, right? Because you have to figure out what kind of proxy is it and what do you want to respond to. Obviously, this could just be a barracks just outside the main. You don't want to overreact. At the same time, you don't want to get caught off guard and lose a bunch, right?
I think you always just play the same nowadays anyway. Like, I don't think it matters if it's at home or if it's on the other side at the moment. Because you just want to get a fast Stalker out. And, like, you get your core down at 2 minutes anyway, or like 1:59. Like, you can't get that faster. So all you really need to do is confirm that there's going to be a factory at home. I think that is the main thing, because if the factory ain't there, then it most likely is some type of like very committed proxy. It could be like 3 Hellion drop, or it could go into a tank all-in. That's not going to be the case. MaxPax gets that confirmation. This Reaper is going to have about 15 seconds of playtime by himself. Let's see how excited MaxPax is to join his playtime. Good control. Holy crap.
Yeah, good control so far. Finally a probe going down, maybe? No.
The Reaper might die. Reaper will die.
Oh! Grenade. Bad grenade. What a start from MaxPax.
Yeah. I mean, this is probably the worst case scenario, right? For Cure. You kill nothing, lose a Reaper. Also going for a low ground CC, by the way. Probe still alive on the other side of the map. That means the probe can potentially detonate on top of the mine. Second Stalker is coming out. First Stalker is still moving across the map. 2 probes do end up falling. Reaper in a little bit of trouble, but will barely survive. Mine might get the clear here on the Stalker, by the way. That would be nice. Good stuff. You know, this ends up being kind of okay. The fact that the second Reaper killed, well, 2 workers. The fact that the Stalker died to the mine. It's not the end of the world.
It becomes a lot more playable than it was seeming to be, so
yeah,
a little bit kind of comes back in your favor there as Cure, and yeah, maybe like I say, keeps this a little bit more playable than what we were looking at otherwise.
Yeah, another interesting thing is because you get the, I think it was like a triple Stalker chrono, your Twilight Council is extremely delayed as well. Twilight Council is delayed. Second gate here is delayed too, due to the early battery in the main base. Not entirely sure what it is for. I guess to deal with the Reaper, but it feels to me like the Stalker is there already. Follow-up is going to be 2 barracks and oh, is this a 4 mine drop? What the hell is this, Wardy?
I mean, it's going to be 4 mines, and there's going to be that medevac, so you have the potential to get across the map with a lot of these mines early. Obviously, 4 mines are a little bit more excessive than we usually see. Typically, you have 2 mines, sometimes 3. 4 really is that investment into those mines on a heavy level, and it does delay everything else, no?
4 is crazy. This makes no sense at all. Like, as MaxPax, this is going to be one of these moments where you don't believe another clown would fit in the car, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, where are they getting these clowns out of? And it's the same with these mines. Like, after they drop 2, you're already, there's no way there's a 3rd in there. Then the 3rd comes out, you're like, okay, that's it. And then a 4th comes out, like, if he doesn't kill this medevac as it flies in, I think he's going to lose A, a lot of mining time, and B, probably more workers than he usually would, due to the surprise of there being a 3rd and a 4th mine.
See what we get as the medevac flies through. We're going to get the first couple of mines unloaded. 3. All 4 unloaded in the main base, so he's just going to go for sheer firepower here. Going to get a couple more workers. That felt bad. That looked like a scary mine hit, but doesn't actually end up being too terrible overall. The Reaper in the natural tries to find something. It's 3 probes so far. Make it 4 as the Widow Mine goes off in the main again. So that is every single Widow Mine kind of cleared up for now. Obviously, 2 of them get away into the medevac. But it's not bad for Kia, right?
Though.
You know, still having 2 medevacs, 2 mines in the medevac is great.
I wasn't happy when he dropped all 4 mines in the main base, but then when I saw he was doing the Kansas shuffle, you know, you put 2 down, you pick 2 up, and you fly to the corner. I was like, man, this was cool as hell. Had MaxPax had a 3rd base ahead of this timing, he would have been in a great spot. But now it feels kind of awkward, and this Prism attack actually feels very, very important. Like, if he doesn't get serious damage with this, I'm not saying he's dead, but he's in serious trouble. He absolutely is in serious trouble. Kira needs to shuffle these tanks over to the left side. He doesn't have a very high Marine count due to, I don't know why actually. I guess there's a lot of Marines in the bunkers on the low ground. Depot on the edge is going to get cleared here. And the tanks will stop these Stalkers from dealing too much damage. Yeah, I'm loving the position that Kira is in. Like, what the hell does MaxPax have over here? He has no Templar Archives. He has a force that's going to come up now. He's only on 3 gateways. Stim is over halfway done, Wardy. Yes, the Marine count is pretty freaking pathetic. And there are 0 Marauders out, but there's also nothing out on the side of MaxPax. MaxPax has, oh, actually 11 Stalkers is quite big. Well, what the hell?
Yep. And there's going to be that little bit of poking pressure still. As Kira tries to start up with 3rd CC. His bio upgrade's not far from finishing. Obviously, once they're done, life becomes a little bit easier for you. So, let's see if he can hang on until those. I mean, with the tank positioning now, he should be fine. Still a couple corners of the main base that are unreachable from the tanks, but generally only because there's nothing in those corners anyway.
Oh, look at the Raven. The mine drop in the main base was a distraction for the Raven to go in and deal some damage. 2 worker kills already. Next auto turret comes up as well in the natural, and we're going to get some good target fire. That means -3, maybe even -4 workers here. Oi, oi, oi. Cure getting 6 worker kills there on that Raven. That is a huge deal. Up about 25 supply right now. Extra barracks already on the way. 3rd CC more than halfway done. Like, Cure, he is cooking. He is absolutely cooking. And it is MaxPax who's in the pan right now.
Yep. Shouldn't be in the pan, man.
What are you doing, Max? You're not a frog. Get out.
The first thing they should teach you in the kitchen, man. Don't get in the pan. And
don't get in the pan.
Yeah, that's here he is.
Rookie move.
Rookie move. Well, you see, Kira is actually going to not get the prisoner. I actually thought he was about to have it. MaxPax turns it around. Kira doesn't get a stim on it. That Prism will survive. But almost even more disastrous for MaxPax, who is absolutely, as you mentioned, in trouble here. This army of Kira just wants to go and get to the other side of the map. It definitely feels as though it should be able to trade right now. He's done great damage throughout this game. And MaxPax should struggle to, again, contest with everything that Kira has. So the upgrade lead is there as well for the moment. Storm is starting, though. That will be MaxPax's out. If you can get that finish, it will definitely help. So that's what we're on our way to right now.
2 Vikings coming out for Cure. He wants to deal with that Prism before he moves out, so he can push at full force. And he's going to try and catch some of these Stalkers. 2 Stalkers end up going down, as the Natural is now under attack by 4 Zealots. Marines from the main base will stim in that general direction, and the first 2 Vikings are out. They're not really coming back to deal with it, but the Prism gets sniped anyway. it is a huge advantage right now here for Cure.
Yep, he is just going to be able to focus on moving over if he wants to at this point. I mean, again, you're going to have to be careful of the storm to some extent, but he is doubling the army supply, which at this stage of the game is not really how it's meant to be. Like, yeah, sometimes you see double army supply for the Terran, and the Pros is just a warping away from fixing that, but that's not the case right now. We're more than a warping away from fixing this, so Kyo gets in a position with those tanks. This could be huge. MaxPax does see the army moving out, and he will be able to reposition himself accordingly. So he gets a bit of slowdown on Kira, as Kira stims in for a 4th base that isn't even there yet, so he's got to be feeling good, as that isn't up, and now he's sieged, and a couple of Zealots are going to give themselves up as well, so opportunities continue to come about, as you are going to see this Bioforce actually trading very well so far. Those Zealots are doing nothing.
Yeah. And once these tanks get on like this forward high ground, like it's gonna be impossible for MaxPax to attack into it. Cure, however, oh, he's gonna unsiege siege again. I think Cure is underestimating his position a little bit, and as a result, he's giving MaxPax a chance. He's gonna move back.
Wow.
Oh.
Do you think
Wanting
he's just
to wait for the 3 Ghost? Yeah.
Yeah, Ghost coming up, and also like he's not denying the base right there anymore, so fall back, reposition, maybe pushes up the top left and tries to deny the base there and set up toward the 3rd base as well could be a possibility.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's not a whole lot of objectives for him to kill. It just felt like he was so close to just winning the game straight up that it felt weird to go back. He feels more comfortable perhaps with these Ghosts in the force. Already has some preemptive Vikings, of course. It's going to make life really difficult for MaxPax if he ever wants to transition into Colossus. Like, having 1 Colossus without Thermal is not going to be good enough. You're going to need 2-3 Colossus with Thermal for you to have a successful transition into Colossi here.
Feels like it's such a long way away when that thermal lance is just now started, but Kira really is sitting back, man. More Ghosts about to pop, and we get the 4th CC building for himself, which he'll protect for the moment, but I mean, with those extra Ghosts, surely we should be getting back on the map and trying to look for something now.
Yeah, I mean, he's maxed out. He definitely wants to push out. He's going to push these Zealots away. It feels to me like MaxPax is really focused on making sure this army can't move out, but he doesn't really have an answer for anything moving towards the top left. Like, he can't really walk up this ramp, you know, like where MaxPax is down now. So I think he's just gonna try to defend his forward base, and he's gonna fail miserably because this base is undefendable.
Yep, this base will go down. MaxPax is going to run to the other side and just start initiating a base trade. He knows he's not in a great position overall, so if he can take indirect fights and make the game weird, that's definitely where he opens the door for maybe some good storms to land, for maybe that to kind of all add up. So definitely not a bad option as the EMP lands in that. 1 High Templar left defensively is going to just be useless, and now those Zealots do not look very useful at all, because if they run into this, they're going to do absolutely nothing but give away supplies, so not ideal. This Nexus will fall, and MaxPax is actually pulling back home, so he's going to try and pull back and make something of a defense now. I'm not really convinced by that plan.
I mean, walking up the natural ramp there probably would have been akin to suicide as well. As the tanks are now sieged up, we have the Ghost Marine flank coming in from the bottom side. MaxPax not entirely ready for that. It's going to lose all of his Templar. As Kira is going to be taking game number 2 in dominating fashion here on Ultra Love.
Very nicely done by Kira. Brings us back a game in this series. But I'm just so happy that we have you for the analysis role here today.
It would have been a game changer.
It would have been, yes. It would have been a game changer.
I told you about my Warcraft 3 Clan War story before, right?
You probably have. I don't know if I remember it.
It was one of my first Clan Wars that I played in Warcraft 3. And I played against the dude. And he hosted a custom maps where he hid a bunch of Tomes of Power in the corner of the map. So it looked like it was like one of the real maps, except it had a feature that there were Tomes of Power. So after like 5 minutes in the game, he's like 2 hero levels above me. Because every time you take a Tome of Power, you level up an entire level. And I remember thinking after the game, it's like, man, there is a whole new world of Warcraft 3. These guys are so much better than me. And I watched the replay and he cheated. That was a very good strategy, though. He beat me handily.
Yeah. Did you ever lose to it again after that, though?
I never lost to that again, though.
There you go. That was your turning point in your Warcraft career.
It really was, yeah. Warcraft 3 had a lot of interesting hacks. There used to be a hack on the ladder where it made your buildings invulnerable. So a strategy that the hacker would do is they would run like their units to your side of the map, and then they would wall you in with buildings, and you couldn't get past it.
Oh, so that is a good one.
Yeah. There's also a really famous game between, I want to say it was Lucifer, is a very good undead player that played against an orc player that had like a gold cheat, which allowed him to mine more money. And this guy mined like 3 or 4 times more, and then Lucifer ended up winning because his micro was so much better.
It's kind of funny, huh?
Yeah.
Gonna feel bad now.
Yeah, I don't think hackers really have any embarrassment in general. Like an actual person would be embarrassed, but I feel like most hackers, like if you're trying to win with hacks, I feel so humiliated every single time I lose a game already. It feels so much worse, you know?
Well,
so I feel like these people, they don't have any ability to feel real shame.
Yeah. But just call them idiots, shall we?
Yeah. Look at this. It's going to be... What is this gonna... It's going to be a proxy starport Hellion rush. Was this a gas first opener?
I didn't see, but MaxPax is building a Stargate as well. This entire game is looking a bit wild.
Yeah, Stargate is not good against anything except this particular build.
Yeah. What a read from MaxPax as he throws down the Stargate and... Yeah, I mean, it's great, right? Because everything you kind of run in with here as Cure is going to be limited by the Stargate. Oracle can shoot down the Hellions, Phoenix can hunt down the Medivacs, so you can't just lift up and then run away and hide forever. So
Void Ray could do both.
Void Ray could do both, but the chance of him building a Void Ray first is very low now.
Yeah. If he had map hack, however, he would probably open up with a Void Ray straight. It would be so easy, this game. I don't think he could lose then.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you're making a great case for map hacking, bro. Like, you're right. You win so many games so easily.
It would be a little suspicious, though. So I think probably getting Phoenix is the better call here. So he's going to get no battery in the main base, which actually sucks for him. So this is a free win if you have a battery in both bases. If you're out of position with your Phoenixes, you can still lose quite some stuff. Dude, MaxPax knows what's going on. I don't know how he knows. He must have seen this build before.
Cure did do this recently. Against... I don't know who he did it against. I think he did it the other day. Maybe against Hero. Or against Nightmare or something in the Monday Cup. Maybe just yesterday even. So maybe he just had a feeling. Still going to get 8 workers though, which is pretty nice.
9 workers even.
10?
Maybe 10? No, not 10. That would have been crazy though. 9 is, you know... That is achievable, but 10, that is crazy numbers. The double digits, once you hit that, life is very tricky. Okay, this is probably not as great as we thought it was gonna be. MaxPax managed to make the full read here. He saw the fast factory, saw that it was gas first, I think, and was like, okay, I know what this is. Went for the counter, but didn't have a battery in the main base. As a result, loses a lot of workers anyway. And that was in kind of an awkward situation. He doesn't have a lot of energy on these Phoenixes, so he can't even go for like 5 worker kills. He's gonna try to get in here with a counter attack, but we do have, what, 7 Marines and a Cyclone. Is that enough to defend against 4 Gateway units and 4 Phoenixes? I'm not so sure, Wardy, what's gonna happen here.
I don't think so, because the Cyclone's gonna get lifted, and immediately you're gonna be in trouble. The Cyclone will just die as well. The Marines are gonna focus up on the ground, which I don't disagree with. They actually do the Gateway units very well, and the Phoenix only have so much energy, so it's actually a very good defense from Cure. I love that he didn't target the Phoenix that lifted the Cyclone. I feel like that's typically the expectation. I was like, oh, free my Cyclone up, but no. He said, screw the Cyclone, get rid of the gate units, and once they're gone, the threat of this attack is just negated.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're still probably going to lose some SCVs, right? If MaxPax wants, he's going to kill 5 SCVs here. That's just the reality of the situation. Although, actually, just a single SCV, serious damage right now, 1 Marine goes down. I think you're okay with that. Like, oh no. Robo-base coming up. It's going to be quite late. Nexus is on the way out as well. More Cyclones here for Cure. Is Cure going to go just for a straight-up attack here? You think that's what's going to happen? 2 Cyclone, bunch of Marines.
Just shove. He could do.
Just shove?
I mean, we're going to be, what, 1 Colossus? Probably if he moved out, like... By the time, if he hits with Stim, there'll be 1 Colossus out, right?
If he hits pre-Stim, there's going to be nothing, though. He's just going to kill him.
That's true. Yeah, if Cure just has no need to wait for Stim... I mean, the Colossus is on its way already. Surely it's going to be on time. It's a big map.
It is a very large map. If that Colossus was 30 seconds, The Phoenixes need to delay this move out a little bit, because even if you lose the battery and a sentry and like 5 workers, then you're still going to be in a world of trouble. Here we go. We get the lock on top of the sentry. Good set of force fields there out of MaxPax. Does not have the recharge available though, but we still have a Guardian shield. Colossus about, what, 8 seconds away from finishing up. Phoenix has now come back home. Cure is too afraid to truly commit here. He knows the Colossus is on the way out. He just doesn't know when it's gonna hit. And he doesn't want to commit into a position and then end up losing. This is a great defensive fight for MaxPax, who is gonna be holding here with the Colossus coming out as well. Doesn't even lose that many of the Phoenix. I think he ended up losing 1 there, maybe 2. I think this was as good as it's gonna get.
Yeah, I was really spot on for the defense. Kure gets turned away. He needed to just maybe go a little bit sooner and just really full commit in. Obviously, he was hesitant. He also knew Stim was close, and when Stim was there, he did kind of, pull the trigger and say, okay, let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens. But at that point, unfortunately, it was a little bit too late.
Absolutely. 4 gateways coming in, charge on the way already, +1 on the way. So usually I'm not a huge fan of Phoenix Colossus. That's mainly due to the existence of like these Viking tank builds that Clem was playing a lot. If you remember when Phoenix Colossus was a bit more popular, Clem just pretty much started playing pure Viking tank. But if you have a hold like this, Phoenix Colossus is pretty freaking powerful because you have a lot of control on the map. Stalker's in the right position, late unload here for Cure as well. He's gonna try to get a lot of worker kills here, perhaps in the main base with these Marines and the mines. Can he get something done? So far the answer is really no. Kills like 3 Stalkers, but is gonna lose 2 Medivacs and 16 Marines. That is not a great fight.
There's even 3 Medivacs that flew in here, so it's really painful for Cure. He loses a lot. Like, what he got out of it just was not worth it, and now he's going to try and move his 3rd base across into position as MaxPax definitely starting to look good here, coming out ahead in Game 3 of this series at the moment as the +1 in charge continue through. 2 more probes coming up, gates on the way, settling down.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, if Cure kills 25 workers there, 4 pylons, and 2 Colossi, this is a very different game, but that's not at all what happened. So it's a weird hypothetical to even bring up. Like, that got shut down big time, Wardy.
It did, yeah. It was not ideal to say the least. We have the Prism, Temple Archives continue to come through here currently. Just going to see the Phoenix trying to get after a couple of SCVs. Vikings are going to get across. Phoenix will get pushed away. Just going to see the Marauder, Medivac, Marine continue to come through then for the moment.
Viking count is decent here. Might actually do okay with these Phoenixes initially. You have 6 Vikings out. Archon charge, Colossus push. A couple of Stalkers there for the assistance against the Vikings. And here we go. Good control out of Cure, by the way, so far. It's making sure that his Vikings largely stay alive. I wonder if MaxPax really wants to commit into this with a 4th base over halfway done. I don't think he has to.
No, I don't think he has to either. I think he's in a very comfortable spot. If he sees the chance and it looks good, then maybe he will, but he doesn't have. He's got Storm on the way, +2 attacks coming up. He's got so much to build upon from here. He does not have to make anything happen right now.
Yeah, don't think so either. 4 more Zealots on the way. 2 Zealots running into the natural. As some of these mines are in good position, some of these mines in not so great position. Marauder count is very high. And the Viking count might actually be enough here. That's 7 Vikings. That's a lot. That's a lot of Vikings.
Oh, and the Phoenix is going to go
A
down.
lot of Vikings.
Phoenix took a lot of damage kind of chasing forward right there. Now if you show up from the other side, so Colossus are kind of exposed. Colossus doing what they can, but their numbers are dropping. What a defensive fight from Cure. That was so well done. The Vikings did a great job. He pulled back. He waited for the Phoenix to be low as well, so he didn't waste too much time taking Colossus damage while the Phoenix were being dealt with by the Vikings. And then the Phoenix from the other side really just helped to expedite the exit of those Colossus from the engagement.
This is a freaking crazy move out of Cure as well, just running across the map while there's a Zealot run by going on, and it might be good enough to kill this 4th base. His army is very low, he has no energy on these Medivacs. Storms are going to be freaking huge here. I don't think Cure is mentally ready for Storms, as the first one's going to connect with the Marauders, second one is going to connect with Marauders as well, and this army is going to get pushed back. All we needed was 2 Stormer boys. We have our next Storm available in about 5 seconds. A Zealot run by is still active as well on the other side of the map. Cure has a larger army supply, but he does not manage to transport his entire army across the map. And another, what is that, like 8 Zealot warp in near the natural is going to spell some serious trouble here for Cure.
It's going to be very difficult as the Prism flies into the natural, get rid of a couple of those Zealots. They'll go after the SCV line. You know, the missile turret hitting the prism and pushing it further back. There's a couple of Marines here. They'll go after that Zealot as well. The SCVs are still falling. As we do have the Ghosts in the main base will try and help as well, but there's actually just not enough damage output. So the Zealots are causing utter chaos. Q does not have much else on the map. He already lost a lot of SCVs before, and now he's losing even more as it gets worse and worse at the moment. The medevac drop in toward the main base. Try and make a play right now, but I feel like it's looking unlikely.
Yeah, instant recall into the main base. We still have a Templar and a couple of units at the fort in case Kira wants to kind of ping pong in between the bases, but it is 27 workers to 77. It is going to be a tough challenge here for the Korean Terran to figure out what the hell to do. He has 1-1 upgrades. He has Ghost. I think we're going to go for one final push. 75 army supply against 72 army supply. It's going to be army versus army. You can't even pull SCVs right now because you don't have any.
Yeah.
So this is legit it, you know?
Yeah, have to fight into the Protoss force. Definitely is not looking pretty. And time's looking pretty nasty here for Kua, who is gathering just a few more of his units together before he full sends this.
Yeah, 92 army supply to 86. Like, army supply is actually relatively close. If you hit all your EMPs, you might be in a playable position. You actually might be. But the Cure, for whatever reason, is waiting for a very long time. It's going to allow these next Zealot run-bys to come in as well. We need a scan on top of the Templar. If you get that, you're golden.
So the storm comes down. Bio continues to push on over. Do have the storm coming down again. Gonna tickle up a couple more of those ghosts. Now the Vikings overhead gonna go after the Colossus. Continue to just kite backwards out of the storm reach. I mean, a lot of those Stalkers would be exposed if there wasn't the storms to hold them back. I mean, maybe this is your opportunity as Kyo, but a Ray of Zealots gets warped in. You can't really compete with that. The Colossus did not go down either, right? There's just so many parts that are missing.
Wow.
And MaxPax takes an impressive 2-1 after it was